Speaker R.Joshua Collins.
Thank you. Mayor T, I just had, I guess in the council also, I just had 3 issues to talk about, just trying to make it a little simple for you. The homeless, one, the teens. I know that I read an article in the Anaheim Bulletin when you were stating that you're interested in getting teens free from the drugs, the gangs, and the teen pregnancy. And also the third issue is I'm hoping to get smoking outlawed at the libraries and the parks. You know, a lot of people are out there smoking weed and smoking other things, and it really affects the the atmosphere there. You can't really, for me personally, I'm a non-smoker. You know, I can't really go in an area like that, and it kind of affects a lot of people that don't smoke. So those are the 3 issues. But first, just going off with the homeless. Right now, some of the homeless are getting their belongings taken from them, and they're not taking the property. The police, they'll just go and they'll take it. They think, for instance, I have this all on video because a lot of times I'll film the police, and the police often sometimes will take the property without even taking it. Now they used to put tags on it, only give them 3-hour warning, but they're not always doing that. They do it sometimes, not always. So I'm going to ask, I guess, if you guys can make it permanent that they do that every time. They put a notice on there, give them a 3-hour warning, because there was a guy in the library with a 4-year-old child, and their belongings were outside the library, and the cops came and assumed this guy was a criminal and were about to take his stuff, but I caught him. I filmed it. And I said, hey, what are you guys doing? They decided not to take it then. And they checked the guy out. He wasn't a criminal or anything like that. So but they almost lost everything that they had out there with them. So just asking maybe you could, because they're already doing it currently. A lot of times they'll put a tag on, 3-hour warning. But I'm asking that they make it every time. That way that kind of stuff doesn't happen. Because, it's hard enough when people are down their luck like that to get everything taken from them when they're in the library or doing whatever. So. And the other issue with the teens, in my heart, is they really need to be taught the Word of God. That's a lot of what the foundation is needed for the kids. They need to hear God's truth. I only got 1 minute left, unfortunately, but like the Bible tells us, sexual sin leads to hell, homosexuality leads to hell. 1 Corinthians 6:9-11. Don't do these things. God warns us all through the Bible. Be sober. Don't use bad language. Don't lie. There's all these commands and a good foundation for kids. So I just encourage you to get the Word of God, into the schools. We need to do that. And if you can help me with doing any of these types of things, I'd like to hear what you would have to say. And those that are listening, if you can help, my email is servingjesus99212@yahoo.com. I'm also on Facebook. Homeless Advocates for Christ is my Facebook group. And hopefully I'll hear from somebody that may want to help. But I do pass out tracts and things currently, try to teach youth the Word of God and encourage them, because I know this is a very sexualized, secular society that we're living in, and kids need that foundation of God. So I wanted to share that.
Thank you, sir.
Crisis intervention training for the police. San Antonio has implemented this, and they have found that $9 billion per year is spent locking up the mentally ill, which some are veterans and homeless. They're patients, not prisoners. The police spend more overtime waiting in emergency rooms, which costs the city tax dollars. Now, having a crisis treatment center would allow the police to go back to work by just bringing them to a mental patient center. San Antonio found the diversion costing $350 versus $2,295 in jail time and overtime and police resources. Now I could go on and on, but there's a good documentary called Overcriminalized by New Brave Films, and you could check that out. They have more information about all this. The other thing is that we noticed that police are now doing maintenance work cleaning up after the things that we normally give the homeless, like sleeping bags or blankets. It could be a good thing if the police could pass around tags with numbers, so the homeless, when they have to go to use the restroom and leave their belongings there, the police could, they could tag their belongings, so if the police come, they know who they belong to, and they could be able to claim those, their things, so they won't lose them. But, you know, I mean, we're going backwards in this, and I don't blame you. I blame some of the community because they're always, you know, sending you emails or complaining about the homeless, and yet they don't want shelters in the city. Well, you know, if the shelters do give them a home, so that way they won't be in their front yards or pissing all over the place. But this is the, you know, the community has to be aware that the shelters do help a lot. And it's been found in Utah, it's been found in San Antonio, and now if every city would implement the same thing, we would be, you know...
Mr. Noble, I'm sorry, your time is up.
We would be actually, you know, saving a lot of tax money. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
It is well known.
Put your hands there.
Go back into the library.
Why?
Because you need to go back in there. Go on. Go on. Go on, go on. Go back into the library. Police are bagging up the homeless people's stuff, including a little child's blanket, as you saw there.
Hey, Jesse. That stuff for sure. That was in the trees.
How you doing?
Good, what's going on?
Not much. I thought they were supposed to take stuff before they take it.
Yeah, but if I'm out here and I see it and they abandon it and he runs away from it to get away from us, what are we supposed to do?
Well, he didn't
Yeah,
abandon
he did.
it,
No, yeah, he did.
as far as I know.
Yeah, you weren't.
He
You're
was
not
in the
involved?
library. He was in the library.
No, you don't know the whole story. There's more here. So he saw us over there. I saw him over there. He'd been over there since several hours, and then he saw us coming over here and he took off running. So
Oh.
you don't know all the facts. Unfortunately, you're only getting one side, RJ.
Yeah, I don't know everything.
Yeah, you're
But-
only getting one side. So we're not going to store it. We're not going to take it
Oh, good. Okay.
because he came up to us.
Yeah, I was wondering because he doesn't even afraid if he came out to you, you know.
But there's more to it. It's not. You're only getting one side. There's another side.
They filled that truck with some lady's stuff that she was selling some stuff too. But I don't know. At least they're not taking his stuff. Anyways, feel free to join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ, and pray justice is done out here. True justice. Thanks so much. May God bless. Bye. Hey, can I talk to you real quick? I have a quick question. That guy that he almost lost all his stuff over here, but he didn't commit any crime, right?
Yeah,
It had nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
It had to do with his property and the fact that he was over in the park like 2 hours earlier, and then he was hiding in the bushes over here. That somebody had seen him, so we thought the property was abandoned, and then he came out and said it was his, and thus we got it back. So.
Well, the thing is, it's because I saw you guys about to take it, so I told him that you were about to take it, and then he came out. But the thing is, aren't you supposed to tag it? Like give him 3 hours before you take stuff? I mean, that's what I thought.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Is he was seen in here
Yeah.
at least 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long the property had been here.
Yeah.
But
it's,
that was somebody else dealing with it. So
I understand.
When it's abandoned, it's abandoned. I mean, there was bike frames in the trees that we
Yeah.
just shook out.
Yeah, but I'm just saying though, like if you see stuff, aren't you supposed to tag it? Even if you think it might be, but usually they tag stuff.
The was the mini code? Yes. Does not require us to tag it.
You don't?
We can just take it if it's abandoned. We have adopted a thing as a city to give people a little more leeway, leniency,
Yeah.
to say, hey, we're going to give you 3 hours to
Yeah,
move it.
that's good.
So technically speaking, we don't. So when nobody's around and it's obvious we're standing out here,
Sure.
we can't figure out whose it is. You know, it just makes it difficult. And when you're by the library and blocking the gate and everything else, there's a lot of different factors that go into it. So.
Yeah, I just hope you guys would take stuff, hopefully, because he had a little kid, and his little kid stuff was in there, and.
And he got his stuff back.
Well, I think only because I saw it. That's the only reason. Otherwise, it would have all been gone. So, yeah. Well, hopefully, you guys.
We got it.
Pray for you guys. You know.
Slowly but surely, you know.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
All right. Thanks. Take care. Well, you see the issue there is they assume something is abandoned and they take it. You know, it's that's not how you should deal with the homeless situation. That's horrible to me. I mean, if someone's stuff is sitting out there, they should tag it. Give them 3 hours notice before they take stuff. That just seems, how would a city of kindness, what Anaheim is supposed to be known as a city of kindness, that's what they should be doing. But instead, they run up on people's stuff and they nearly took all this guy's stuff. This whole trailer full of homeless guy's stuff. Little kid stuff too was in there. They got it all bagged up right here. He almost lost all that stuff, little kids' toys and everything. So please pray for the homeless situation out here, and that the police would do right, and that God would help us to bring an end to this robbing of the homeless, which happens, it almost happened just now. By the grace of God, I was able to see what happened, see that happen, and we were able to catch the police before they took off with everything. So if you like, please join my Facebook group, Homeless Advocates for Christ, and may God bless. Bye. Above all powers, above all kings, above all nature and all created things, above all wisdom and all the ways of man, you were here before the world began. Above all kingdoms, above all thrones, above all wonders the world has ever known, above all wealth and treasures of the earth, there's no way to measure what you're worth. Crucified, laid behind the stone, you live to die, rejected and alone, like a rose trampled on the ground. You took the fall and thought of me above. Above all powers, above all kings, above all nature and all created things, above all wisdom and all the ways of man, you
before the world began. Above all kingdoms, above all thrones, above all wonders the world has ever known, above all wealth and treasures of the earth, there's no way to measure what you're worth. Crucified, laid behind the stone, you live to die, rejected and alone, like a rose trampled on the ground. You took the fall and thought of me above all. You took the fall and thought of me above all. Above all powers, above all kings, above all nature and all created things, above all wisdom and all the ways of man, you were here before the world began. Above all kingdoms, above all thrones, above all wonders the world has ever known, above all wealth and treasures of the earth, there's no way to measure what you're worth. Crucified, laid behind the stone, you live to die, rejected and alone, like a rose trampled on the ground. You took the fall and thought of me above. Above all powers, above all kings, above all nature and all created things, above all wisdom and all the ways of man, you were here before the world began. Above all kingdoms, above all thrones, above all wonders the world has ever known, above all wealth and treasures of the earth, there's no way to measure what you're worth. Laid behind the stone, you live to die, rejected and alone, like a rose trampled on the ground. You took the fall and thought of me above all. You took the fall and thought of me above